Hi, how are you? In this video, I will talk about how you can become an EMT. So what type of certification and license you need to become an EMT and work on the field. If you haven't watched my previous video about EMT, just a quick recap. I was an EMT for about 2 years or so. I have worked 10, 12, 24, and 40-hour shift as an EMT in Los Angeles, California. So basic EMT are entry-level care provider who generally receive about 120 to 150 hour training under their belt. On average, most EMT programs run about 6 months long, but for me, I did my training for about 3 months through UCLA intensive program. After my 3 months, I did another month of ride-along and field training with 911 crew in Los Angeles, California. So shout out to all the McCormick out there. You guys were great with training and ride along. So what do you need to do to become an EMT? First of all, you need to get your high school diploma or your GED diploma. Next is your CPR or your BLS card, or very much your basic life support for healthcare provider. Usually you could get this through your program, your EMT program or training. Just double check with your program whether or not they will provide you that, or you have to do it separately. Quick tips. First, do your research. Make sure that your school is accredited. How long does it take for your program or training to be done, and how long is the ride along or your patient contact will be. Next is when you are in school, usually your school day will typically last about 8 hours. Your first 4 hours will be lecture and about didactic or fundamental about emergency medicine. So each week will be different. You have each week subject and you'll be tested on that. So 1 week you will be about patient assessment, next week will be about cardiac, next week will be respiratory or trauma. So each week will be different. After lunch, you will have 4 hours of hands-on training with your classmate and instructor. Now, most EMT programs usually consist of 4 parts: your didactic, your hands-on skill training, your final exam, and your ride-along. So you have to complete all 4 before you can apply to get your license and certificate. Now, your didactic are very much just learning about the fundamental emergency medicine, including the proper care and how to transport a patient that is injured or in a critical condition. Skill, hand-on training skill with your instructor and your classmate according to the EMT school of practice. This skill can range from bleeding control, splinting, airway management, taking vital sign, CMS, which is circulation, motor, and sensory, how you check that, and your patient assessment and triage. Next is your exam. After you complete both didactic and hand-on skill training, you have to have one final written exam and one final hand-on skill training, where you rotate with different instructors and they test you on the specific skill, like how you assess your patient, how do you deliver a baby, how you splint, how you do spinal precaution. So you have a whole day of your one written exam and one for skill training. So make sure you study hard, because depending on your program, most programs will let you retake it at least once. I know some programs have let you retake it twice, but usually you want to pass on your first try. So study hard. After you finish your program and your written exam and your skill training exam, you now can go out on the field and do your patient contact by going through the ride-along. So for your ride-along, you shadow a EMT on the field and you contact and you do your vital sign. You pretty much shadow the EMT who's a treating patient. After you're done with your ride-along and you get your patient contact hours in, now you can apply for your state and your national EMT certification. Now you should follow up with your program training instructor. Usually your program should know and give you a paper and form to fill out for your application for your state and your national. So follow up with your instructor. Just to let you know, depending on your state and where you live in, there's different requirement for your state certification. So double check with your instructor, and just double check by Google and do your research, okay? After you get your state and your national EMT certification, yay, now you are certified. You have to go to your county to get another certification. Yes, you have a lot of certification. For example, if you want to work where I work, Los Angeles County, you have to turn in your application to the county to get your certification to work in that county. If you have your certification for Los Angeles County, but you also want to work in Orange County, then you have to mail in another application to work in Orange County. Because the thing is this, each county has their own scope of practice. So Los Angeles County doesn't transfer to Orange County certification. So therefore, it's a lot of hassle, but each county has their own certification, and you need to understand their scope of practice. So now you have your national, your state, and your county EMT certification. Now the next thing is you need to go to your DMV, and you need to sign up to take your ambulance driver test. So after you pass your driver test for ambulance, you're gonna get your driver ambulance certification to say that, hey, now you could drive an ambulance. While you're there at the DMV, right, you also need to get your medical examiner certificate signed by the doctor. So you need to go to DMV, get a form from DMV. You should contact your family doctor, bring that form to the family doctor to get the family doctor to sign that and do a physical on you and say, hey, to say that you are physically fit to drive an ambulance and be an EMT. And you need to bring that form back to the DMV to get them signed off. Yeah, it's a lot back and forth, I know, but just get on that, okay? And after you get everything done, your certificate and your DMV, now you could finally get apply for a job, right? Let's say you apply for a job, you get a job that you wanted. Now you have to go to your interview, you do your interview assessment, your field training assessment to see whether you're fit for the job or not. After you've done everything, your supervisor or your field training officer or the company will give you a form for you to bring to the city. You go to a city hall or you go to the DOT or Department of Transportation. You need to apply to get your DOT ambulance driver and attendant license. So this license is very much for the city itself. So yes, you have your DMV driver ambulance certificate, and you also need your DOT ambulance driver certificate license also. So you need to have two. I know there's a lot of paperwork, but you are finally done. Just all that, and now you are done. Just in case you were overwhelmed with all the information I gave you, here is a quick recap and a summary of what certificate and license that you need to become an EMT and to work on the field as an EMT. So you need your national EMT, you need your state, and then you need your county EMT certification. And you also need your BLS or pretty much your CPR, like basic life support for healthcare provider, specifically for healthcare provider. So you need that. And you need your driver license, to get your ambulance driver license certificate. And your ambulance driver certificate, then you also need your DMV medical examiner signed by a doctor. And after that, when you get hired, then you need to get your DOT ambulance driver and attendant license by the city itself. And now, after all that, you are technically an EMT, and you could work on the field. Well, I hope you learned something new from this video. If you like this video, give me a thumb up. And hey, click the red subscribe button down below for more videos like this. On this channel, I talk about my life experiences from healthcare, school education, finance, and self-development. Okay, hope you have a good day. Be safe out there, stay strong, believe in yourself, and love yourself. Okay, bye.